Today we're still going to be exploring slope-intercept form. We're just going to look at some other ways that the information could be presented to you. So what is slope-intercept form? Y equals mx plus b, where the m is the slope and the b is the y-intercept. All right, to find slope, you can do it two different ways. You can do rise over run or slope formula, yes? Everybody good? How do you find the b from a graph? Where the line touches the y-axis. And then how do you find the b if you don't have a graph? What do you need to find first? You need coordinates and a slope, so that then you can plug in two coordinates, or excuse me, not two coordinates. You can plug in one coordinate for the x and the y, plug in the slope for the m, and then solve for the b. So we're going to look at what they're giving us. We know that we're still going to be writing a linear equation in slope-intercept form. So our ultimate goal is we're going to need an m and a b. So we got to see what they give us. So let's look at the first example. It says write an equation in slope-intercept form. So again, I need an m and a b. Okay, but this time what did they give me? They gave me 1 point and they gave me the slope. Is that enough information? Yes, I need an m, and they already gave it to me. What is my m? -4. And I need a b, which they did not give me. So the only thing I'm having to do here is use the equation y equals mx plus b. I'm going to plug this in for the slope, this in for x, and this in for y to solve for b. Yes? So I have y equals mx plus b. I'll say it again. I need to plug in, I'll use a highlighter, the m, the x, and the y so that I can solve for the b. So this is an x, this is the y. We don't get to pick because they only gave us one coordinate, so we have to use that one. Okay, so the y is 3, so I have 3 equals. The m is -4, so -4 times the x, which is -1, plus b. So I have 3 equals. -4 times -1 is +4 plus b. And then how am I going to get rid of the 4? Subtract 4. 3 minus 4 is -1. -1. So now I have an m and a b. I can write my equation. Y equals -4x minus 1. Easy? All right, let's look at the next one. To write an equation, I need an m and a b. They gave me the slope. So my slope is -2. I am going to have to solve for the b by plugging in the m, the x, and the y. So I write y equals mx plus b. Again, I'm going to plug in something for y, something for m, and something for x so that I can solve for b. So this is my x, this is my y. So I have 3 equals -2 times my x, which is 6, plus b. So I have 3 equals -12 plus b. How do I get rid of -12? Plus 12. And 12 plus 3 is 15. So my b is 15. So now I can write my equation. Y equals -2x plus 15. Do y'all want to do another one of those, or y'all got that? Got it? Okay, let's skip that one then, and let's go to the bottom. This is exactly what we learned for the past 2 days, but I don't think we did it on the assignment from yesterday, so we're going to go back over this. What if they give you 2 coordinates? You still need an M and a B, but this time I have to solve for the M first. Yes? How do I solve for slope? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if you want to write that right here, to solve for slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, you don't have to memorize that. It's on your math algebra star chart. Okay, and then I'm going to go label. This is going to be x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so I'm going to do y2, so negative 1, minus y1, which is 5, over x2, which is 2, minus x1, which is negative 2. Negative 3/2. Is that what everybody got? All right, so my M is negative 3/2. Now I'm going to do exactly what I did earlier. I have my M, but I need to pick one of these to use. Doesn't really matter. No, which one do y'all want to pick? X1, Y1. All right, so I'm going to pick this one to use to plug in. So I'm going to write my equation. Y equals mx plus b. I'm going to plug in 5 for y, so 5 equals. My M is negative 3/2. My x is negative 2 plus b, which is what I'm solving for. So I have 5 equals. Isn't that just 3? Negative 3/2 times negative 2? So y'all know if y'all multiply straight across, this becomes over 1, right? And don't those just cancel out right there? And it's negative 3 over negative 1, which is 3. So 3 plus b. If y'all don't know how to multiply fractions, just put it in your calculator. Are y'all good? Some of us are just staring. Are you okay? Okay. How would I get rid of the 3? So I have 2 equals my b. So my equation is y equals negative 3/2 x plus 2. Okay, let's just do one more of these because I feel like y'all are getting it, right? Okay, so what do I need to write a linear equation? Y'all do understand everything we're learning right now is linear. What does linear mean? A straight line. So everything we're doing right now in this whole unit is linear. So if I want to write a linear equation in slope-intercept form, I need an M and a B. Did they already give me the B? Ooh. What is a B? A y-intercept. Is that a y-intercept or an x-intercept? That's an x-intercept. How do I know? Because the value of x is 3, which means that's going to touch the x-axis at 3, not the y-axis. So no, they did not give me a B. Be careful with that. Okay, the only time you have a y-intercept is when x is 0. Okay, all right, so I've got to find the slope because they didn't give me it. So I have x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to do, fix my computer. I'm going to do y2, so negative 4, minus y1, 0, over x2, which is 2, minus x1, which is 3, which is negative 4 over negative 1. Isn't that positive 4? Okay, so my slope is positive 4. Which one of those coordinates would y'all like to use to plug in for x and y? All right, so 3, 0. So I'm going to write y equals mx plus b. I'm going to plug 0 in for y, so 0 equals my slope, which is 4, times my x, which is 3, plus b. b. So I have 0 equals 12 plus b. How do I get rid of the 12 to move it to the other side? Subtract. And 0 minus 12 is negative 12. So my value of b is negative 12. So my equation is y equals 4x minus 12. Okay, any questions? Do y'all want to do one more of those, or can we move on? Move on? Okay. This one is the exact same question, but instead of being presented as coordinates, it's presented in function notation. Yes? So how do I make a coordinate out of these? How would I write that? 2, 4, and negative 2, negative 8. Y'all are good, right? We've already done all this. Okay, so this is all kind of review. Did they give me the m or the b? No. So I'm going to have to solve for both the m and the b. I'm going to solve for the m first by labeling. This is going to be x1, y1, x2, y2. So I have negative 8 minus 4 over negative 2 minus 2. Which is positive 3. Okay, which one of these coordinates would y'all like to use? The first one? Okay. So I have y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to plug 4 in for y, 3 in for m, 2 for x, and then plus b. So I have 4 equals, 3 times 2 is 6, plus b. I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides, and 4 minus 6 is negative 2. So b is negative 2. So my equation is y equals 3x minus 2. Do y'all want to do more of those, or y'all good? Good? Okay, let's go to the word problem. This is where I feel like we need the most practice. All right, it says write an equation for word problems in slope-intercept form using constant rate of change for the m and for the b, the initial fee. So it's the exact same thing. But when we're talking about it in a real life situation, instead of saying the slope, I say the rate. Instead of saying the y-intercept, I say the starting amount or the initial fee or the starting point, something like that. Okay, it means the same thing. All right. So it says your gym membership cost $33 per month after an initial membership fee. You paid a total of $228 after 6 months. So they gave us different information today. They did not give us an M and a B, right? What do y'all think this is? Don't say X, say M. This is the M. Why? It is the rate per month. Are y'all with me? Okay, let's talk about what else they gave me. You paid a total of $228 after 6 months. What do you think that is? They gave me 2 numbers.
The Y and the X?
That's the X and the Y. They gave me a coordinate, like a possible solution. Because I could go there for 1 month, for 2 months, for 3 months. Y'all see what I'm saying? But they gave me a specific X, which is 6 months, and a specific Y, which is 228. That is a point that falls on this line. So they gave me 6, 228. How do I know that the 228 is the Y? What did I tell y'all? Money is always the Y. All right, so knowing the slope and the point. Isn't that what we did up here? They want us to write an equation in slope-intercept form. All right, so I need an m and a b. What did they already give me? They gave me the m, which is 33. Did this point give me the b, the y-intercept? No. So I'm going to have to solve for it. Okay? So I have y equals mx plus b, and I have a point that I can plug in for the x and the y. So instead of y, I'm going to write 228 equals the slope, which is 33, times the x, which is 6, plus b. So 228 equals, and 33 times 6 is 198. How am I going to get rid of the 198? Subtract. And 228 minus 198 is 30. So B is 30. Can I now write an equation in slope-intercept form? All right, so y equals 33x plus 30. Could I also use variables that represent what we're talking about? All right, so what are we talking about? The slope is $33 per month. So instead of x, I could use m. And then what's the y representing? Total cost. So I could use t or c. What do y'all want to do? T? So t equals 33m plus 30. Both of those answers are perfectly fine. This will just help me solve if they're asking me to take it a step further to plug something in for it. All right, so part B says find the total cost after 9 months. So am I plugging in 9 for T or for M? M. And that's why the T and the M will help me know what I'm plugging in for. So I would say, what is 33 times 9 plus 30? And that will give me the total cost, which is, anybody do it? $327. Okay, so what y'all need to understand on today's assignment is they're not always going to give you a slope and an intercept in the word problem. You have to figure out, what did they give me? Did they give me a slope and an intercept? Did they give me a slope and a point? Or did they just give me 2 points? Just know that if they're asking you to write an equation in slope-intercept form, they're having to give you enough information for that to happen. You just have to figure out what they're giving you. So let's look at the next one. One racer paid $125 for 5 races. A second racer paid $170 for 8 races. Write an equation in slope-intercept form that represents the racers and what they paid. Did they give you a slope at all? No. What did they give you? They gave us 2 coordinates. So the first coordinate they gave us, which one of these is the x and which one's the y? Y is always the money. So this is the y, this is the x. So I'm going to write that as a coordinate. 5, 125. And then my next coordinate is 8, 170. Now I can use those coordinates to find the slope, and then I can use the slope and a coordinate to find the b. So I need an m and a b. So for m, I got to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 170 minus 125 over 8 minus 5, which is 15. So my m is 15. Now I need to solve for the b. Which point do y'all want to use? The first one? Okay. So I have y equals mx plus b. I'm going to plug in 125 for y, 15 for m, and 5 for x. And 15 times 5 is 75. How do I move the 75? Subtract. And 125 minus 75 is 50. So my B is 50. All right, let's write an equation. Y equals 15x plus 50. All right, do y'all think we could figure out what they're talking about here for x and y? So what is y going to be? Money? What is x going to be? Races. So I could change this to cost equals 15 times the number of races plus 50, yes? And either one of those answers is good. Now let's see what they're asking for part B. Part B says, how much does the track membership cost? They're asking you to interpret slope and y-intercept. Slope means how much is it costing per race. What is this going to be? The one-time fee. Don't you think that's a membership fee? So what they're asking for here is that you understood that the membership cost is the one-time fee. Yes? So all they were asking for is, what is the B? Okay, so I want you to write that down because it's probably going to be on your assignment. The one-time fee is the B. So what was the one-time fee? $50. All they were asking for was the B, which you already saw for in your equation. Then it says, how much is the entry fee per race? What is per a clue word for? Slope or rate. What was our slope or rate per race? $15. So you can put a little hint. Per is for rate or slope. They mean the same thing. I'm going to give you very specific directions on what to do. Let's see, what did I say to do? I don't remember. On practice A, I want you to only do 1 through 6. So right here, on practice A, I want you to do 1 through 6. You're probably going to need more space to do these. Like, they didn't give you enough space, so if you need a separate sheet of paper, you may use one. Just make sure you attach it to your assignment, okay? All right, flip to the back. You're going to do the whole back side. And number 17 will be bonus. So you are going to do 16 and 18, okay? Again, they really did not give you a lot of space to do these. So if you want a separate sheet of paper, I still want to see your work, okay? So if you use a separate sheet of paper, don't throw it away. Make sure you attach it to your assignment. So again, you don't have to do the whole front side. We're just going to do 1 through 6, and then we're going to do the whole back side, okay? Do you all have any questions on what to do? All right.